Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Hardworking Parents Podcast today. I'm your host Curtis, and I'm with.
RJ Horner, Beacon of Leadership.
Good morning, RJ. How are you
Good
today?
morning. I'm good, Curtis. How are you?
Good, thank you. So today we're talking about feeling disconnected, fun and effective tips to strengthen a relationship with or for busy parents. So you know how sometimes you feel like you're just a roommate with your partner, and you live in the same house, but you're missing that spark. Being working so hard, and you don't have the kids' responsibilities are nagging at you, and you lose sight of your relationship. You're not alone. Life with kids is a beautiful mess, and staying connected with your partner can sometimes feel impossible. But don't worry, we've got some fun and easy ways to bring back that fun, laughter, and connection. So, RJ, how do you feel about this topic today?
I love it. Look, I think it's all of our responsibility to maintain that relationship. And like you said, we lose sight. Sometimes we don't even recognize that we are drifting apart, or the connection is not as strong as it was often before kids, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, one question is, why do parents feel disconnected? Well, here's a couple reasons. One could be exhaustion. Who has energy for romance after being a human jungle gym all day? Next one would be different priorities, work deadlines, bills, responsibility take center stage. Here's a big one here, lack of communication, conversation shrink to logistics. Did you pack the snacks? Next one would be less physical intimacy. Intimacy. Sorry. I'll fumble on that word there,
Intimacy.
RJ. Yes, that's the word. When sleep is a luxury, cuddling might be the last thing on your mind. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, you
RJ?
know what? Again, I think that awareness. First of all, everything starts with awareness, right?
Yep,
Being aware that the relationship isn't as strong as it might be. I need time with my partner or my wife, as the case may be, um, and trying to steer the conversation away from, like you say, the logistics of it, right? What time is dinner? Have you fed the kids? Are we ready to put them to bed yet? And then by the time we do put them to bed, oh, now you can sit down but I will say there's a good time for you guys to reconnect with just the two of you, right?
right.
Um, and sometimes it starts with picking up her feet and rubbing her feet, right? Or, just holding my wife and I, we sit on opposite sides of our, like, we have loungers, right?
Yep.
On our couch, and we'll hold hands in the middle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something as simple as that can help reconnect the two of you.
Yep, for sure.
And then I think
My wife's there. Yeah.
And what about date nights, Curtis? Do you get something like that?
Yep, yep. We try to. We kind of slacked off there for a while, but it's just simple going for a walk, or just even like you just go shopping together without the kid. Something like that simple. Another thing we like to do is just go for coffee together, either Saturday or Sunday mornings if she's off. Simple,
Yep.
not too expensive,
Yep.
pretty easy. The funny
I
thing
think
is,
I think you need to go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
oh no, I was just thinking like
The funny thing is,
sometimes we forget how we started dating when we first met the person, and sometimes rekindling those
yes.
first dates maybe could be a reconnection type thing, right?
Yep. Yep. And you know what? Even post kids, that you kind of, there's always things going on, especially in the winter. That's why they call it winter blues, right?
Yeah,
Because you can't go for a walk. You can't have that quality time that you would all year round. So just trying to find ways to, maybe sitting and cuddling and watching a movie at home if you can't go out to
yeah,
movies have gotten expensive, right? And it seems there's nothing on these days. So just finding that time to
yeah,
connect and be into, there's intimacy, right? Just holding her, and or vice versa. We're coming from a guy's perspective, but you know
yeah.
what? And men, please reach out for your wife's hand, or reach out for her feet to massage her feet. She'd love it, by the way. And women, same thing. You know what? Try to find ways to connect with your husband, and bridge that gap, because there is a severe gap at this time.
Oh yeah, for sure. So there's the thing that the scientists recommend is doing a 10-second hug. So what
Hmm.
that, yeah, it gives a love hormone, it releases that, and then if you just do it every day, It helps you and your wife be connect. And if your kids are seeing it, it lets them know that, hey, this is what love looks like. And it will make them say, hey, this is what I need to do. Or even a family hug. We do that at my house. We have like a family hug sometimes in the
Mhm,
morning.
mhm, mhm,
We give a big hug, and or even the evening, just something to say, hey, let's connect as a family.
mhm.
And it works, right? It's a really nice little rule they have, and it's actually scientifically proven. So it makes it more of I guess like a solid sort
Listen,
of thing, right?
I love when I give my wife a hug like that and she just melts into my chest, you know what I mean? And it
Yeah,
means a lot, so
absolutely. The next one would be laughter. Laughter is the best love language, I think. Don't you?
absolutely, yeah. Finding ways. My wife, I always give her little things to laugh at me about, whether
Yeah,
it's because I'm clumsy and stupid, or or I'm just trying to be funny. You know what I mean? So I always try to give her things to laugh at. So
right on.
again, that's going to bring joy back into your lives, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we usually watch comedy movies and stuff like that for
Hmm.
ourselves. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the next item here. Sorry. Another one could be the No Kid Talk Challenge. So you just set aside 50 minutes a day and don't talk anything anything about the kids, right? Just about your personal lives, right? So sometimes that could be a way to focus on each other too, right?
Hmm. And you may not have had a chance to talk about what's gone on this week for you or for her or for or your work day. So maybe
Mm.
just trying to bring that into it. Again, it's a way to keep your partner informed and a way to build that bond.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry, should I get this other thing up here? Sorry. So the midnight snack pack. This is interesting. Pick a secret snack that just the two of you can have after the kids go to bed, whether it's ice cream, popcorn, or leftover cake. This small ritual creates a sense of exclusivity, and fun. So it's kind of like a fun thing you guys can do once the kids go to bed. Have you
Hmm.
ever tried that sort of
Yep.
thing?
Yep. We'll have some yogurt and apples sometimes.
Oh, right on.
Sometimes, some tortillas and salsa. So, yeah, definitely.
Cool, cool. Yeah, we've never. I don't usually snack at night. I'm like pretty strict on what I eat. It's just years of practice, I guess. Surprise each other in small ways. Surprises don't have to be big. A handwritten note, a surprise cup of coffee, or doing one of your partner's least favorite chores can show love in a meaningful way. Actually, I've done this where I just like go by and give Rita a coffee from Starbucks. Usually, if we get paid payday, we do that quite often for each other. It's kind of fun. I enjoy when she pops in my work and brings me a coffee. It's quite like, oh my god, you're thinking about me. That's so awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And something I do is my wife and I like to send each other little gifs. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep,
Little pictures with a teddy bear. Something about hugs and or I'm missing you or something like that. We actually talked about that recently because we used to text each other every morning,
right.
and we lost that connection, right? So now
Hmm.
we're reinstituting that so we can again, these are little things to help build that love bond that often we do lose over time. If you don't pay attention to it, you can, damage the relationship severely. That's how divorces happen. Something this small can take you away from that divorce path.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. Just
Yeah.
little things, right?
Yeah.
And because little things add up. It's like the atomic habits, right? 1%
Yeah.
change a day can make a huge difference over the year, right?
Yeah. And
So,
and as far as the chores, I think look, that's the biggest thing right there. You know what? How many wives feel burdened because they're trying to maintain the home, right? And the husband comes home and sits on the couch and watches TV and doesn't help. So she feels unappreciated, unhelped. You know what? In my house, I like to do vacuuming as often as possible.
yeah,
And I'll stop and do the dishes once in a while so that she doesn't have to, right? So just these small gestures let her know that you love her.
yeah, for sure. That's cool. Um, Sorry.
And by the way, we do laundry together.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I usually do dishes or vacuum whenever I can. So we help out that way. Okay. Um, like working as a team, not as opponents. Parenting can feel like a constant game of tag. You handle one thing, then they handle another. Make sure to thank each other for the effort instead of keeping score. I appreciate you goes a long way. So I know that some people kind of think, oh, hey, I did this and this and this. You need to do that. And in actual fact, you guys are a team and you help each other for the success of your home and your kids, right?
Mhm. And a lot of times guys don't even realize they're playing this game, you know what I mean? The wife, trust me, she's keeping a tally of all the things she's doing and you're not doing. And that can create some animosity, right? So,
Yeah.
you know what? And this is for both ways, right? Trying to remove the fact that you're keeping score in any way. That way, it's not about whether one partner is doing enough in a certain area, right? Just know that if you appreciate your partner, you're going to do
Mhm.
those little things for her or him, and that's all it boils down to is I'm doing this because I love them.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Perfect. I want to do a quick dad joke.
Sure,
So why don't hardworking dads ever get lost?
because they know it all.
No, because they always follow the grindstone. No, the grindstone, right? All right. Here's another great one that I like to do is taking a walk together. Even something as short as a 15-minute walk can change how you guys can reconnect to each other and can chat. Um, there for a while, Rena and I were taking the dogs out, and I enjoyed that a lot. But
Mhm.
as the winter comes along, she doesn't like to go outside in the cold.
Yeah.
So
Yep. It's
summertime's
the
good.
exact same thing in my house. Is I take the
Yeah.
dog out at least 3, 4 times a day.
Oh wow,
In the summer, we take that evening walk together, right?
nice.
So, is there a solution we can find or offer here where in the winter, what do we do when there's no, no intimate walk there?
I don't know. Just go to the gym maybe. If you have a gym membership, go together. That's something. I don't know if that's a
Um,
thing you guys could do, or maybe some
yeah,
people out there
no.
do it.
Well, and the
An
thing is, I'm
activity,
just getting into the gym myself, but my wife is not into the gym, right? So, where do we find something that maybe brings out those chemical that we need for the energy but still builds bonding time.
right? No, you can always do walk around the mall and not do shopping. Put a rule there and say, "Hey,
window, window
we're going
shopping,
walking to the
window
mall,
shopping,
but no
yeah, sure.
shopping." So that could be something.
Yeah, and then you could
Um,
have, like you say, stop for an ice cream because most of them have ice cream shops in the mall somewhere, or
coffee or
some
whatever you like.
chocolates or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what you like to do, right? Everybody has a
Yep.
different thing. The one I like is end of the day gratitude. So just before you go to bed, appreciate your partner, even if it's just thanks for handling the meltdown at dinner or whatever thing you're appreciative of, and that sets the tone for a good night's sleep. I think. How about you? Have you ever tried that, RJ? Say, "Hey, honey,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. You had a great day," blah blah, blah or whatever.
And at the end of the day is a good time. I always say goodnight to my wife and show her appreciation and love, and you know every single night. Even if we're mad, I cuddle with her, just to say, hey, you know what? Yes, I understand we're going through this, but still love you, no matter what.
Yep,
And
for
then
sure.
just sending, like I said, sending notes, right? Sending messages, of appreciation. And it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be at the end of the day. At the end of the day is great. A reminder of, okay, anything we've gone through today, we're still together, right? We're still in this together. Um,
Yep,
but just little notes of appreciation or love throughout the day on any given day, especially those surprise notes. They go a
yep.
long way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I usually do X and O's to my wife during the day. It's pretty cool. Through the messages.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, let's the next one would be have you ever did inside jokes with your wife? Like, something funny, like
Oh
nickname
yeah.
or dance or
Yeah,
something.
they're always around, right?
Yeah,
Just and it's your history together, right? It's just the things you've gone through that, a little reminder through a quip or a quirk, you know what I mean? Just to bring a smile and joy to the situation, of course. Absolutely. I love
yeah,
these.
yeah, or you found a solution to a problem you had, and then something you did made it work or whatever, and you can go back to that point. Say, "Oh, hey, remember this? Da, 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 and yeah, we did this," or you do something that's related to that and brings that reminder back to them that hey, we can solve problems together. Okay. So moving on, the next one I was thinking about creating a relationship bucket list. Sit down and make a list of things you want to do together, whether it's traveling, trying a cooking class, or just finishing a TV series without interruptions. How about you, RJ? Do you have any bucket list stuff?
Yeah. We don't watch like we don't watch the same programming, so we don't do a bucket list regarding TV or things we want
Mhm.
to watch. But we do have, as far as travel, like there's places we've talked about, the places we want to see,
Nice.
kind of put them into our list, and we're starting to head. Because we've done that, we're starting to. First of all, not only does it give you something to look forward to,
Yep.
but when you tell each other these things, you're like, okay, when can we go do this one? Right, and now you start planning it, and you're actually working together on that. So it's, again, that great bonding technique, right? And
Yeah.
then
For sure.
something else I've talked about that's on my list, my wife's a pretty good dancer, right? But if we're going
Oh,
to
yeah.
travel the world, I want to get better at dancing. So the music starts playing somewhere on a side street or in a cafe, and you pick your wife up and start dancing again.
Nice.
Greater bonding experiences, right? So
Yeah, for sure. So you gotta take some lessons or whatever, RJ?
yep, yep. And I'd like her to do it with me, so I learn how to dance with her, of course.
Oh, so you can do like a like couples dancing type thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. That's a good way to bond too, right? That you're doing an
Mhm.
activity together. Yep, definitely. That could be like, doing a class, anything you have interest in, especially if you want to learn how to dance and she's already a good dancer, she could help you become even better
Yep.
than just trying to do something on your own, right?
Yeah, and then to imagine now you've learned how to dance with somebody else, and then you come back to your partner and try to dance. It's not the same rhythm, right? You haven't built that rhythm to each other.
Nope.
So she has to rely on you to lead, but she doesn't know where you're leading. So yeah, there's a challenge there, I think. So I'd like to take it with
Yeah,
her.
perfect. The next one is turn mundane tasks into fun. So you turn grocery shopping into any date. Compete to see who can find the weirdest snack or try a new recipe together. Every task doesn't have to be boring. I do know we go shopping together, and I find that's easier to do, especially when you have like your ideas of what you want to get, and when you go shopping, sometimes you pick out different things, and the wife will pick out. Because if she goes on her own, she picks up this stuff. I was like, why get this? Like, I won't eat that, but she'll eat it, right?
Hmm,
And
hmm.
there's other things I will buy, and I buy like too much of stuff because I buy stuff in bulk so that we have like lots of things in the house we need to use it, right? So
Yeah.
like if
Well,
there's a sale item on like say soup, I'll buy a whole case instead of like one or two, right?
mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I love my soups, and yeah, I got to start buying them by the case because they're just getting too expensive. That, as a side note, of course.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no, you know what? I love. We actually laugh and joke sometimes when we're at the cash, because there's things in the cart that neither of us have seen. It's just like, when did we get that? Where did you pick that up? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a
yeah.
little bit of a laughter. Yeah, I snuck that one in, right? So
Nice. That's funny. Yeah, shopping's always fun. There's other activities you can do too. I guess like date nights. They had a like at a restaurant or something. Those are good too. Something to do there, right? And
yeah,
then there's this other one you talked about last week was love language. What was the name of the book again that you mentioned last week? The love
I don't
language book?
even, no, I don't even recall.
Okay. Anyway, there's a book about love languages, and they teach you about who you are, like type of person you are, and what type your partner is. And it's one of those books you probably should read together, or like both read it to
Mhm.
get a better idea of who you guys are each. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Have
no,
you ever heard of
again,
that book?
so
Well,
now
that's what it is. Yeah.
I know, I don't recall mentioning a book about that last week, but there's a skill that, I mean, look, I'm 21, 22 years of marriage at this point.
Yep.
Um, and I still think this is an area we haven't paid enough attention to. So, maybe now, having heard it on this podcast, it's something that might have to, bring into the relationship.
Yep. Yeah. I just remember the name of the five love languages.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Maybe it was me. Maybe someone else was talking to. Sorry.
No worries. It happens. We have so
Um,
many conversations, we lose track of who we talk to
yeah.
sometimes about which.
Well, it's also something important, so I obviously remembered it, right?
Mhm.
Uh, so remember that you're on the same team. It's easy to get caught up in daily frustrations, but at the end of the day, you and your partner are on a team. Remember yourselves of that often. So hey, let's go team, whatever you decide to name yourselves, right?
And so one thing about that is, sometimes when we go for a vacation, we like to buy a T-shirt. And I mean the group,
Oh
because
yeah,
we go as a
yeah,
group, right? But we like to buy a T-shirt that's all the same. So maybe doing the same thing for you and your wife. You know what I mean? Buy yourself a jersey. Have yourself one made so that it's Team Horner or Team Dung, you know what I mean? Or something
Yeah.
like that, where you guys know what your bond is and name it after your bond, that sort of thing, right? So
Mm.
now that's a reminder that, okay, let's put on our jerseys today because we're doing something that, is up for us, right?
Yeah. It's a cool thing. I see you wearing a Blue Jays hat today.
Yep.
And that's actually what we did as a family. We went to the couple games last year, and we bought all jerseys for each of us. So whenever we go to a game now, we all put our jerseys on and go watch the Blue Jay game. We go down there.
Absolutely.
It's pretty. It's one
Yeah.
of those. I know it's a fan thing, but it was just the bonding moment for our family. There's like, hey, we can do this.
And who do
You
you
know what I
want to
mean?
be a fan of the most, right? You want to be a fan of your wife and your partner and your family, right?
Yeah, yeah. But just dressing up the same and doing an activity makes a difference. I know some people think it's like odd, but it gives a different certain bond, right?
Yep.
Which is great. So the key to a happy relationship is making time for each other. Parenting life is hard, life is busy, but love doesn't have to disappear. It needs a little maintenance, laughing together, prioritizing each other, and keeping that spark alive. You got this. Any closing remarks from you, RJ?
No, I love this topic. I think we gave people a lot of good information, something to help, make them aware of whether they have that bond or not. And even if you are aware, there's some other techniques that you may maybe look. I just realized our love language is not exactly on par, right? So,
Right.
something to explore for myself as well. So I'm sure we've given some people some techniques out there. So thanks
Awesome.
for bringing this topic to the table.
Awesome. All right. So if you enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, like, hit that bell if you're watching on YouTube, leave a review, and share it with your friends. We'll be back next week with more exciting stories and insights. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring. Thanks, RJ. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Take care.